YouTube, welcome back to Vape Reviews with Az, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Cloupor T6. So the T6 is a single 26650 variable wattage only mod that goes up to 100 watts. It's made from 6061 billet aluminium with this one's the red anodizing on the outside. I will just say the battery life on this is really good. I've been vaping it over the last few days, mostly 25 watts, been bumping up to 100 watts for a drip now and again. And the battery's still 54% with 419 puffs, which is pretty good going. So that's a 0.54 build at 100 watts. And as you can see there is plenty of vapour. So the design aspect is obviously a lot like the T8. Same screen, the chip does the same things apart from the 100 watts, and there is a slight variation on the voltages that they push. So this was sent to me from Angelfiremods.co.uk for the purpose of review, so thank you very much guys. If you do want to go and get one, they come in red, blue, black and silver and will cost you £74.99. So without further ado, we're going to get down into the close-ups. Right then, so up closer time with the Cloupor T6. So as you can see, it's the same style of box as the T8, only it says Cloupor T6 and a big 6. It's the wood grain effect box, which I believe they stole from Samsung for the Galaxy S5. It's made from recycled packaging, so at least they're being green. Got the 18+ and safety logos, and on the back a bit of information. So we've got an OLED display, 26650 battery, 6061 aluminium, adjustable 510 pin, and reverse battery protection. And obviously then original and exclusive manufacturer Shenzhen Cloupor Technology Co Limited on the back. So inside the box you're going to receive your after sale service card with your serial number, and this one is number 43. And you have to keep hold of this or your warranty won't be valid. We get the instruction booklet, the spares pack, which is again same as excuse me, same as the T8 with the 4 spare magnets and 3 spare 510 pins. You also get your retractable USB cable, and the T6 does feature USB charging as well as wireless charging, but we'll touch on that a bit more later. And then you also get the Phillips screwdriver for adjusting your 510. And then the T6 itself. T6, as I say, it's 6061 billet aluminium. It is quite small, considering that it's a 26650 battery in there. So on the front we've got the OLED display and the Cloupor T6 logo, and the finish of the anodizing is really high quality. We've got the rounded corners, rounded edges. And then we've got the same buttons as on the T8 with the stainless steel finish, and even though they are small, they are still comfortable to use. On the top we've also got the brass adjustable 510, with a bit of a juice well. Now this does also suffer from the same problem where your atty is not going to sit flush, you're going to have a gap underneath. Not really an issue for some people. So over on this side we have some air vents to help with cooling the chip, and then the battery venting holes as well at the bottom. And on the back, as you can see, there's a label that says push down, and we've got the dimpled effect. And then on the bottom, again on the opposite side, we've got the charge port. So to open it, it is on magnets, but we just slide it down, and the magnets are opposing, so the door will only go on one orientation. And inside we've got the space for the 26650 battery. All your electronics are under this cover. So the build quality inside is very high quality. Everything's machined nice in the aluminium, and all the plastic covers fit how they're supposed to fit and where they're supposed to go to. So we're going to chuck a battery in there. So I'm using an MNKE 26650, 3500 milliamp hour. And it is reverse battery protection, but your negative's on the spring. And we'll put the battery in. So as soon as you put the battery in, it'll switch on. So at the moment I had it last at 100 watts. I've still got 53% battery, and I've taken 423 puffs off this, and that's pretty good going. So we'll bring the T8 in as a size comparison. So there isn't much in it. It is a bit taller. The T8 is wider, obviously because it's dual batteries, but the T6 is that bit fatter. But same as the inside, the build quality is absolutely superb. I've not had any overheating issues with the chip at all, which some people I believe have had. So we've got all the same software features, so battery percentage, battery dial, your wattage, the resistance, the volts it's pushing, the temperature of the chip, and your puff counter. So it's the same, 5 clicks in, 3 seconds to switch it off, and 5 clicks and 3 seconds to turn it back on. Matrix S logo with the Cloupor T6. So we've got, do it from this way, got power lock mode, we've also got stealth mode, so it's fire button and down button. It's stealth mode, and same as the TA, any warning messages will still come up in stealth mode. And then to reset the puff counter, it's power and wattage up for 5 seconds, and that's reset the puff counter. So we have error messages for shorting, atomizer not being read, temperature of the chip being too hot. It's got auto sleep mode, which if you don't switch it off and you just leave it sat for 2 minutes, it will go in sleep mode and any button will wake it back up. So what else have we got then? So we've got low voltage protection, so if the battery drops below 3.1 volts it will power down. So we've got the instructions here. So looking at 93 millimeters tall by 30 millimeters wide by 40, so the width is actually the depth, so it's 30 mil deep and 47 wide. The max output is 100 watts at 9.5 volts, which will give you 15 amps. It will fire from 0.2 to 4 ohms, and the input voltage is 3.2 to 4.3 volts, and the input current is 1.5 amps to 7 amps. So pretty much everything is exactly the same. The operating temperature again is -6 to 60 degrees. So we'll not concentrate on the book. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an atomizer on there. As you can see, we've got the resistance of 0.54, and that will push 7.3 volts. Obviously, the resistance of your atomizer and the wattage you're wanting to go to is going to give it a different voltage. So we do have, as I say, USB charging as well as wireless charging, but nowhere in the booklet does it give you any information on what amps you should be charging at. So I'm just going to use a standard USB phone plug. And the only downside obviously is the charging port is on the bottom rather than being able to stand it up. So as you can see, we are charging and we can use it whilst charging. So I believe I've told you everything in the up close section, so we're going to go back up top and we'll talk about it a little bit more. We've just done the up close and I'm going to leave it charging while I'm just taking a vape. I mean, so my thought on this is the quality, the way it's built and put together is absolutely bang on. I love the fact that we can charge it unlike the T8. It's not, it doesn't put out its power in like one lump sum. It's not going to rip your throat out vaping at 100 watts, even, and that's a 0.5 build. The battery life, as I say, is incredible. I mean, like I say, I've been vaping on this on that same battery for the last few days. Now, although I like the design, I like the fact that we've got the extra airflow, the dimpled effect on the back. I think the red looks really smart. The biggest problem I have with this, which not everybody will, is you can't make an atomizer sit flat on top. You're going to have the gap, which then you end up with a wobbly atomizer, or you're going to break the thread if you put it in your pocket and it bends your atty. But other than that, as I say, the build quality is really good, and I think it's more than worth 75 quid. And the good thing is you can always, if you want your battery to last extremely long, put yourself a tank on there. I'm just going to drop the Rose V2 on top. I've adjusted the pin. So yeah, I mean, it is a shame that it's not a spring-loaded 510 and that you have to adjust it to put an atomizer on, but so the Rose V2 on here is at 1.15 ohms, and I'm going to vape that about 25 watts. But one thing I did forget to tell you is the wattage adjustment is 0.1 increments. But yeah, I mean, vaping at like 25 watts, you're going to have killer battery life. It's going to last you a good 4 days. I mean, out of the T8 and the T6, I think I'd much rather have the T6. It's more comfortable because it's not as wide, so it's a bit more boxy. So you've got like, it feels a bit more of a comfortable grip. Now, I'm just trying to think if I've told you everything on there. So I told you the max voltage. Yeah, I think I've covered everything, guys. So sorry if the video seems a bit all over the place. I'm just trying to get the video in. So if you do want to get hold of one of these, head over to angelfiremods.co.uk. I believe they've got them in all colours, or did have at the time of doing the video. And as I say, 75 quid, you can't really go wrong, especially for the way it's built, because it is built to a very high standard, even from a clone manufacturer. So yeah, right. So I'm going to just put the dripper back on and turn it up, and then I will be leaving the video there. The only thing about 0.1 increments is it does take a while to get back up to the 100 watts, but there we go. So it is actually really good to vape on, even at 100 watts. As you can see, it does put out plenty of vapour. So right, I'm going to leave the video there because I don't know if I've given you all the information or not. I think I have, and I will be back again soon with another review. So thanks for watching, guys.